What's going on?
Hello!
Hey!
What is
How
going
we
on?
How we doing, Tommy? Hey,
What
what's
is going on?
there? Hey, what's going on? What's
Good
going on, Tom? What's
evening.
going on, Tom? Is you said you can't get lobsters in Iceland, my friend.
And I did. I did say that.
And we also had a little bet, didn't we?
We
Which
did
I
have a
feel
little-
like I've lost the bet now, to be honest. You should be wearing this.
Yeah,
not
how
me.
did I lose the bet yet you're dressed as a
I
lobster?
don't know how that happened.
Do you know what?
Because you always make fun of me. Because I'm old, you bully me. That's what it is.
Do you know what's worrying is Alan already had this costume in his, in his wardrobe.
That's because
This is part of his collection.
Iceland do luxury lobsters.
Let's have a look. Is that
Luxury.
Iceland or Audi? Because I'm not
That's
having
Iceland,
it if
that.
that's...
Iceland, look at it. It's got
Look
it
at
on the
that.
box. Iceland, luxury
Shall we
lobster.
have a look inside?
£9. Thought you were allergic to fish.
I am.
yeah?
Look,
Yeah,
I won't
yeah.
touch it.
But you won't touch it. Look at it. Oh,
Look at that. What is that?
I brought my grandson with me. Little Albie. Little Albie
Albie.
Joshua.
Are you sure it's Albie?
It's
The amount
Albie.
of people have been
Although
getting
that
onto
might be
you that you
Alfie.
can't even remember your own grandson's
That
name.
might be Alfie, that one. I can't remember.
What? Do you know what I think?
What?
What on earth was God thinking when he made that? Look at it. Look at the
Look-
state of
It
it.
looks awful,
It's like
doesn't
saying something from the film
it?
Alien.
It does look bad.
Oh, it stinks.
It
That
stinks of
stinks
fish,
something
I know,
rotten.
yeah.
I'm allergic to fish, so keep that away from me.
Apparently. I reckon. What do you think,
Honestly,
people?
my finger's tingling.
Oh,
just
shut up.
touching that
What
then.
do you reckon, people?
My
I
finger's
reckon
tingling.
he blags this fish allergy. I reckon. What do you reckon we get him to eat some on live and see what happens?
Eat some lobster.
Eat some lobster live and then we'll see if your face swells up and your head blows off. It'll be funny.
Welcome to Finnegan's.
We probably go viral.
It's our 50th
It's our
episode. Here we go.
50th.
50 celebration.
Hey.
Whee! Oh, that's on the heater.
Oh,
That is
yeah,
going to
yeah.
set fire.
Let's get that off, get that off.
Jack,
Jack, grab that off.
Grab
Yeah,
that off.
grab that off. It's burning.
Jackson, quick.
The bar's gonna burn down.
We're in for our 50. Who people thought we would never make it to 50. Let's see who's in.
50.
We're 50. Evening, Miriam. Nice to see you. Very good.
Yeah.
Alison's in. She thought I was younger than. I'm younger than 50. You're not.
I'm
How
not,
old are
no.
you?
I'm not. I'm 56.
Evening, Pete. Hello, Hope. Janet's in. Chazza's in.
Chazza.
Happy 50.
Chazza, look what they've done to me, lad. Look what they've done to me.
And Ray says he's got his steak knife ready at the
Now he's
go.
going to win.
So, do you want to tell a little bit, people a little bit about this tonight?
I've lost my claw. I've lost my claw.
You've
Tom.
lost the plot.
I've lost my claw.
Go on. Tell people what they could win tonight.
Well, we've commissioned some steaks off Gav, haven't we?
So, yeah, we have.
With some of them lovely ones that he did us on steak night. What episode was that? We should know that.
We should. It was one of them. 50.
It was one of them. It was one of them before 50.
Yeah.
Something like here,
So
40. I'd say.
Gav came and cooked us
Yeah.
a couple of tomahawk
Yeah.
steaks.
And we ate them, and they were amazing.
Oh, they were incredible.
And he gave us some. I can still smell something burning. So I don't know what's going on.
And so we've
Yeah.
got two to give away. And these
Yeah.
weren't cheap. How much
No.
are two steaks?
Oh, 50 quid.
50 quid.
50
For the pair.
50 quid for the
50,
pair.
50 quid.
Plus poaches and packaging.
So this
don't worry about
podcast is in even more debt.
it. Yeah. We've lost more money.
We've lost even more money.
We've lost more. I bought this suit as well.
So, yeah.
We've got a Buffy coming in a
The
minute.
suit's not coming out of the podcast money.
The Buffy Slayer is coming in a minute.
She's bringing us a birthday
She's
puppy.
bringing us the birthday Buffy, yeah.
Is she?
Yeah, she is in
Wow.
a bit. Any
We're having
minute
a
now, I
party.
would say Jack will have to let her in when she rattles that door, Jack.
Yeah, so
Yes, Jack's in.
And so what we're going to do as a competition to
Yeah.
win those steaks, you could have those
Oh.
tomahawk steaks at
Yeah,
home.
Yeah.
And they will get sent
We'll
because
send
Gav's
them.
going to send them.
But yeah, we're paying for
It's
them. to
paid.
be
We're
sent.
paid someone else to send it. So you could have
Yeah.
this. If you're listening live, you could get these tomahawk steaks.
Oh,
if you're listening back, then why don't you listen live?
Do you know?
Stop
fancy it?
messing.
Yeah.
Come and join us live.
Yeah.
But if you're listening now and you want to be in with a chance to win two tomahawk
Yeah.
steaks,
Go on then.
what you need to do is, if you're watching on Facebook, you need to share this post.
Yes.
If you're
This
on YouTube,
video now.
you need to subscribe.
Yeah.
Or if you've done those things already, you need to go onto some form of social media and
Yeah.
follow us,
And like,
or a podcast platform or something. That's
Yeah.
all you need to do.
Yeah.
And then you just need to go in the comments and say done.
Yeah.
And I've got Emma.
Are we going to check that up?
Oh yeah, I'll follow
that
everyone
you've
down.
done.
Yeah. I will big time.
Yeah, you've got to check
Yeah.
every citation.
If anyone tries to mess with us, I'll send you round in
With
that
this,
outfit
with this.
in the middle of the night. You just get a claw to the face.
It's the claw.
And so,
100 claw.
do you know what? Say hello to Joe. Bring us over to Joe.
She's terrified.
Joe, he is way too into this, isn't he? Joe, welcome, Joe.
Thank
Welcome,
you.
Joe.
Joe is terrified to be here.
Yep.
That's all I'm going to say. But
Joe,
don't
we're
worry.
really nice.
You are.
We
Joe,
are.
Joe was nervous, and then she turned up, and Alan was wearing this, and that didn't do anything to set
Not when
her
I
at
met her at
ease.
the door in the dark. But with the sickle, she
Yeah.
thought I was the Grim Reaper.
So, if you're joining us now, what you need to do is share this post,
Yes.
subscribe us on YouTube, follow us on a podcast platform,
Yeah.
click done, write done in the comments. Your name will go into the hat to win a
Yeah.
couple of steaks.
Yeah, and I used to be a serious Baptist minister.
You
apparently.
did?
I used to be.
And then what happened to you?
You happened to me. Fancy doing a podcast, mate? It'll be boss. We can talk about stuff. You didn't never once say you can dress up as a lobster.
This is all on you.
No,
You're
no,
protesting
no.
too much.
You said Iceland didn't do lobsters, and
Well,
we've got the proof
we've
right
got
in front
the
of us.
proof.
So you now owe
You're
me
stinking.
lunch.
I've
That was the bet.
I don't think I should pay for your lunch.
What do you mean?
To take you out, where do you want to go?
I don't care. I just want
McDonald's.
lunch. I'll have lunch at McDonald's if that's
all
your
right.
level.
The saver menu.
That's probably
though.
where you took
Saver
Emma.
menu.
You probably took Emma on your first date there, didn't you?
Yeah.
Aye.
Well, let's see who's. Tao said, "Look, over 50 hours of my life, I can never get back." Tao, you've not watched every single one.
No, you haven't.
Connor-
You started watching Love Island.
That's it. Connor wishes us congratulations.
Thank you,
We're going to
Connor.
see you soon, Connor.
Yeah, we-
Mike says happy 50th. Thank you, Mike. Very good. Chris is crying with laughter at home. Well, this is the thing, isn't it? At home, back, can you, will these even work today? Let's have a look.
We've had technical issues.
Here we go.
It's
No,
really
not
hard to
working.
press the buttons with me claw.
Yeah. Go on. Click on, let's see what people found in, click on the one that says Alan.
Alan.
Yeah, there you go. Look, this is what
Oh.
was found.
Oh, this.
So this
there
is
you
when the
go.
wheels started
There you
to fall off, when Chris in her local, not her local, she was in Nottingham, and she
Yeah.
found this lobster.
This is
So that's where
Marion
it
Square,
started to
lads.
fall off.
Marion Square. This
Go
is
to
from.
Tom. This is where I started to think I might be in trouble there. This is Tao. Tao
Oh.
then found this in Iceland in the square. Then I knew I was in trouble.
Yeah, you had to get your wallet out.
And then
Right.
click on the one that says Eddie there, Jack.
What's Eddie doing?
Look at this.
The Masked Singer.
This is apparently something on the, what's that dancing program called? Dancing with the Ice
Dancing
Stars.
on Ice.
Yeah. Apparently the fella dressed up as a lobster.
Is he?
Yeah.
See, he knew.
This is
This
you.
is right on trend.
This is you trying
This
to
is
go
on
from
point,
Britain's
innit?
Got Talent
To
now
Dancing
to
on
Dancing
Ice.
on Ice.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
I
Alan
can
dancing
do
on
it.
ice?
Simon, where are you, lad?
All right.
Not even
And you
sure
know
he does
what?
that
Come
job.
back to us for a second then,
What?
because we've actually got, and we've asked a few of our illustrious,
I lost this guess.
Alumni.
Should we get into the blue?
no, I like the
No,
blue.
we like the blue.
Pay
Okay.
good money for that.
We did, like, it's a fiver.
The fiver.
Cardarama.
With Cardarama.
Cardarama.
Flipping
Square.
heck.
Thank you,
£5.
Cardarama. £5.
Get
Give them
half a lobster for that.
Give them a shout out on the socials.
Don't give them a shout out. They just fleeced us there.
No.
Fiver.
It's not too bad, is it?
Well, we've got
That's
anyway. We've
50.
got Jack. Can you play? Oh, I don't even know if I can do it here. What video is it going to be under? Can you play our 50th? Let me have a look at this. Oh, click the Gogglebox tab. This is our loads of people wishing us a happy 50th birthday. So let's throw it up down on the left hand side. That's the one. Go for it. Here
Yeah.
we go.
Can't hear it.
Oh wait,
What have you done?
I don't know. Sound's gone.
Why's the sound gone, Jack? Come on.
I don't know. That's not my fault.
Fix it.
Don't worry.
Fix it and we'll play it again. Oh,
Yeah, I can try to fix it.
No, don't. Is it? I think the sound's gone. We'll come back to that. Come back to cameras, Jack. Oh, we'll put that out afterwards. I don't know why that's happened
I
tonight.
don't know why that's
50 episodes in and we still can't do it properly. That's what we've learned from all this. Come back to restream, Jack, so we can see everyone.
Oh, what's going on?
Good
here?
lad, thank you.
Right.
Very good. Well, thanks for joining us. Remember, click done. Like we've got some people coming in saying done. All right, you're going into the mix for some lobsters. Give it a little share. What's with the Baileys? Said Crumpet Barbara.
Crumpet
Barbara's
Barbara.
in for the evening.
It's party, isn't it?
We're in for the party for the
Got a
Baileys.
Baileys at a party. We found out where Emma hides it,
Mm-hmm.
didn't we? Found it in the cupboard.
She'll be fuming.
The cupboard. She
Honestly,
will.
she hasn't realised
She
that I've
hasn't
had it
realised
away.
that we've got the Baileys. She thought it's for Christmas, but now we found it. It's gonna go
We've
tonight.
got it. It's all going tonight. So we're on the Baileys.
Yeah.
Well, 50. I can't believe it.
I can't believe it.
50 episodes.
50. That's like 50's the new 100, isn't it? Don't you think?
I think 50. We should be pleased.
I am
I don't
pleased.
think we'll get to 100.
Don't you? Why?
What?
Do you think I'm going to
Look
die?
at you. Yeah,
Look
that's
at you.
it.
You're smart tonight.
I've done a calculation.
You
and I
don't
don't
work,
think.
and I'm look, hello.
Like,
I'll
no,
do a few
I've got
buttons.
a t-shirt on. It's a bit warm in here.
You've got a t-shirt on. Well, you can turn the heater off so we don't go on fire if you want. Like,
Go on.
I'll leave it for now.
Leave it. For
I'm roasting in
So
this.
you think we're going to make 100 episodes of this?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know. You're wearing a lobster outfit.
I can take it off, you know.
What is he going to do at the 100th episode?
Oh,
That's what I'm nervous
It's what
about.
you're going to come out with, isn't it? That's what happens.
Yeah.
I've
People
lost
want
my
you to
claw
wear.
already.
People
Someone's
want you
empty
to wear
claw.
this on Sunday.
Want me to wear this on Sunday? No, I might wear it at the pop-up nativity.
Could be part of the nativity.
Yeah,
couldn't
it
it?
could be. The lobster. No one, the little known lobster in the story.
Yeah.
Know? What do you think? We
I
could
think
try
you
to
should
make,
do it.
couldn't we? Hey.
Yeah.
We could.
Yeah,
know.
for sure.
Donkey.
Do you know what I always
Lobster.
Honestly, the madness that's happened at our church, it would not surprise me.
No
It
one has
would not
even known it
surprise
wasn't
me.
in the story. They just go, oh, yeah, lobster. Yeah. Palestine, lobster. Yeah, that makes sense.
Did you go to the Christmas switch on at the square today? The lights?
I went up for a little bit, yeah.
Did you?
Yeah. I had to go and buy some party poppers and stuff, didn't I?
So you
Oh, I
didn't did you have any idea it was on, or did you just turn up and then were surprised?
No, I was surprised, yeah. Did you know it was on?
Yeah, the kids went.
Yeah, but how did you know?
What do you mean? I thought-
Where
I
was
think-
it? Where was it advertised?
Oh yeah, I don't think it was advertised. Like, we hadn't heard about it
No, we
properly.
hadn't heard
but
about
then
it.
we heard about it last minute. When we came. To be honest, I was a little bit surprised because Joe, you won't know this potentially, but when a couple of years ago they wanted the lights turning on for Christmas in Netherton, and so who would they come to? Local hero,
Netherton's Man of the Year.
man of the
Oh.
hour.
Did you do it? Yeah.
I did it, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. Quite an honour.
I'm impressed.
And have you done it before, Alan?
I've not done it, no.
So I was a
why?
little bit annoyed because I thought, why didn't they have me back again?
Because you're not that...
I did an outstanding
You're
job.
not that good now.
You've been on TV. They didn't even ask you.
They didn't, no. Look at me now. Look at me.
That's
Any
maybe
wonder?
why. That's maybe why they
Look
didn't
at me.
ask you. And how's it been a granddad this week? How are you finding it? You settling in all right?
Yeah, it's fine. I've only seen him once.
You've only seen the grandchild once.
Maybe twice.
Are you messing?
Yesterday. Seen him twice yesterday. Went to their house for a bit. Dropped some stuff off. Got off.
And
And then they were around last night.
they came around last night. Did you
Yeah.
hold the baby last night?
No.
I tell you what.
I've only held him once.
You've only
Scared of
held...
breaking him, aren't I?
Yeah, you're not in the suit when you're holding him, are you?
No,
With the
I'm not-
claws.
I'm not going to do like this. Although he might
Becky's
start,
scared to
he might
give him
start
to you.
smiling then instead of crying. Yeah.
Imagine that. One of his earliest memories is going to be his granddad coming at him in a claws with claws in a lobster suit. I can't believe you haven't held the baby. So you've
I have
definitely
held
not
the baby.
once. You've definitely not changed the nappy, then, have you?
Oh no,
No.
not a chance on that one.
Will you change the nappy?
No.
Really?
Yeah.
You're all old school.
I'll be
Like,
sick.
did you change the nappy for Rachel or
odd one.
Becky? The odd one.
Yeah.
Tell you what. Now I'm glad it's a modern world. You know
Why?
Because us lads, we play our part, don't we?
That's
Not in
your
your
fault.
generation where
That's
you
your
didn't
fault,
out.
isn't it? Hey,
Did nothing.
that's your fault. I put the bins out and do barbecues. That's my job. Joyce will be fuming now because she put the bin out today. So she'll be like, you don't even put the bins out anymore.
They're saying, would you trust Alan holding? Dad's saying, would you trust Alan holding the baby?
Who's saying that? Your
My
dad?
dad, yeah.
Oh, there,
It's giving you
dad.
proper
Come on.
stick there.
Oh,
Here we go.
bonded me
Chazza
and
says, time for Alan to go on Ancestry and see who his real family members are. I can't believe you're taking that off. £20 we've paid for that. No, you're taking it
Want
off
me to leave it
already.
on, like?
Yeah, leave it on. Ask Alan what the baby's name is.
I'll be there.
I didn't
for
realise what you were
you.
doing with that at first, but you sing that in your head now every
I
time,
do.
don't you, when someone
Yeah,
asks?
and then I know his name.
Okay,
I'll
very
get
good.
used to it, won't I? I used to call her Becky Ella, which was my dog's name.
See there,
So
Joe.
I'd go, Ella. I'd come up with about 4 names before I ended up with Becky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So,
What's
Not too
been your
much.
favourite episode of the 50 then now? I'm going to
Favourite
ask you that.
episode
If,
of the
if, there's,
50?
if there's people joining us tonight in the hope
the
of
one
winning
I'd tell them
stakes,
to watch.
which one would you point
The
them
one I'd
towards?
tell them to watch is Annie Spears. Annie Spears was. I was literally crying with laughter at that one.
Yeah.
At kind of stories that she was telling.
Yeah.
It was just so.
Do you know Annie Spears, Joe?
I haven't met her.
Oh, you?
Yeah.
I know.
You know of her.
Annie.
You've heard of her fame.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Rival choir, you see, isn't it?
Oh, that's
choir
it.
wars, isn't it?
Yeah. We've got
great,
a lot.
Great choir.
Great choir.
Yeah.
We've got a load in our church who are from her choir.
Yeah.
And I said, we mentioned on Sunday that you were coming, and we said, oh, you know, Joe's choir is a lot better than the one they're in. And they were
we
fuming.
did, like,
weren't
they were fuming, yeah.
They were fuming.
They were like, yeah. It's great.
Thanks.
Yeah. No.
Here we go. Alison said, yeah, let us know at home what your favourite episode is then.
Yeah.
What's been your favourite episode?
what's been your
Alison
favourite
said the Love Island special.
It's got to be this one, eh?
This episode.
That's because Alison was on it.
I know. Well, that might be a factor in her thinking. But to be fair, that was a good one. We had the 4 girls on from church, and they shared how they come to faith. That was a good night. Yeah, that's definitely worth watching. What else have people said? Annie Spears for sure. Correct, Alan. Mike said correct.
Who's Mike
for once. Yeah, I think one of my favourites was, and she'll watch this later. Carla Thomas.
Yeah,
I thought Carla Thomas had a great message.
She was, yeah.
Really good, really interesting life story.
Yeah, about hope in adversity kinds of thing, wasn't it?
Again, Steve Legg.
Steve Legg,
one of our probably our most popular episode.
He's
That's the most watched one.
Doesn't work, isn't he?
Yeah, so you could go and watch Steve Legg one.
Have you fixed that yet?
No.
Oh.
Jack, he's not trying. He didn't know.
Oh, right. Okay.
I think he's basically
told me not to fix it. I can fix it if you just want.
You try and fix it in the background if you can.
I don't know if that's going to work. I don't think
that's not going to work. Oh, what's going on here? We've
exactly. He's throwing it anyway.
I don't know what's going on here now.
My favourite episode then, I'm going for Carla Thomas.
Okay.
Or Steve Legg.
Oh, okay.
And if anyone else is watching, and Chazza, how can we forget Chazza? Oh, there's so many. There's so many. There's so many. They're all good ones. Go and check out some of the old episodes this week.
Yeah.
We give them a little push. We put out some favourites. Ones that people comment. We put out some favourites and see what people think.
Yeah. Why not?
Why not?
Because you reckon we're not going to get to 100, so this might be it.
Shall we say hello to Jo properly then?
We shall.
Let's have a little chat with Jo. Jo, you're a bit nervous, aren't you? Why are you feeling nervous?
A little bit.
Of me, or is it Alan?
No, it's podcasts.
It's a podcast.
It's cameras.
Is it?
Yeah.
Just the whole thing is a little bit unnerving for you.
Looking somewhere.
The Buffy's here.
Oh, the food's here. What have we got?
The camera now, hold on.
We've got proper
comes the
Buffy food from Iceland.
All right. This is the right time for this.
This is the stuff that will possibly kill you.
We really have blown the budget this week.
Oh no, yeah. I think I've supplied that out my own money.
Have you?
Oh, yes. Yeah. This is the It's not. It's for all of us, you know. Jack, pass some to Joe. Give it a plate. Give it a plate.
Look at that.
We've got plates.
I'm not gonna.
What?
This.
What are you on about? Ringos. No Ringos, like a Ringo goes.
When you said Joyce was preparing it, I didn't think you meant she was opening the packets.
Oh,
what is that?
What do you
It's
mean?
just a selection of crisps.
You.
Come on, Joyce.
Joyce, come back in here and take this off.
Lock that door. Joyce, put a bit of effort in next time. What is that?
Crisps. Yeah.
This is like a proper. Go
on, swap that one. Let's see that one then, Jack.
This one's a bit better.
Jack will be all over this, by the way. He hasn't eaten. Oh, this is what we're talking about. Look at that.
You're having some food, Joe?
I've got some, yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
That's good. That classic sausage roll.
Classic sausages. Oh,
thank you. That's good.
Are they little quiches?
Yeah.
Little quiches.
Yeah.
I've had my tea. I had my tea before I come out.
I haven't.
Do you want some of that, Jack? I'm going to have a few of those sausages.
Plate. Come on, Jack.
Oh, we got paper plates and everything.
Yeah,
it's a proper buffet.
I don't know if this is good for you back at home.
That's a problem.
I think this is great podcasting. I think people will be really appreciating
listening to
you
this.
dressed as a lobster eating sausages
especially
on a cocktail stick.
It. Not if you're only listening to it. You're not getting this one thing, are you?
Do you know what? We've pushed the boat out for our 50th episode, haven't we? We're going to be cracking on with some food. There you go, Jack. You go and sit down now. We need you doing your job.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
There was some of them sausages all there.
Go on. Shall I stick that there? Will that stay?
I won't stay there.
Nice. All right, we'll pass that to you then, Jack. Jack will love that because
is that Joyce?
She's not coming back for us again, is she?
She's coming to get you.
She's coming to attack us.
No, it's just the door.
Okay, all right, phew.
Oh, the quiches have gone.
I was nervous.
Pinch the quiches.
All right, let's get this.
Can I take this stupid hat off?
Go on, take that. Let's get this show back on the road.
Hello!
He's sweating. Look at that hairstyle.
I can't even
It's looking good. If you are just joining us now, we are drawing out the steaks later on. You've got a chance to win 2 tomahawk steaks. All you need to do is share this post or follow us on YouTube.
Yeah,
follow us on social
something.
media or on a podcast platform. You can give us a 5-star review on a podcast platform. That would be ace. We'd really appreciate that. Joe, tell us a little bit about yourself while we eat a whole load of cocktail sausages. Is that all right?
Yeah, you stop eating, Joe.
Yeah. Go on, tell us a little bit about yourself. Wait, are you a local?
I'm a local.
Go on.
Yeah, I was brought up in Maghull. Went abroad for some years, came back, had kids. Now I'm in Melling.
Wow.
That's really quick.
That is really quick.
That
Thanks
was
for
really
watching.
quick.
Happy 50th. Let's drill into that. Do you know what? I was mid sausage and she managed to tell her whole life story before I could swallow it. Joe, so you were born in.
Yeah.
Where are you born again?
Maghull.
Maghull.
Yeah.
That's posh, isn't it? Maghull.
Yeah,
It's
brought up
posher
in
than here,
Maghull.
isn't
Yeah. Were you from a posh family?
No.
No.
Man,
Were they
you
rough
say
as
that.
toast?
Yeah.
She says that.
Yeah,
But
go
I
on.
bet you she doesn't know anyone who's took a gun to school.
No, well, that's it. We had Graham on the other week. He got expelled for taking a shotgun to school.
I saw that. That
Did
was
you?
funny. Yeah.
Not
that
funny
was
for the
great.
teacher.
No.
That was great.
And so you grew up in Maghull. Were you?
Yeah.
I know that you're a minister now, so I guess we kind of know part of
We'll get to that.
the end of the story. But did you grow up in were your family, were they Christians?
Yeah,
were they
yeah.
of faith?
Yeah.
What was that kind of like growing up? Was it not always a
Um,
positive thing for people? Sometimes people really struggle growing up in a Christian family. How did you find
no,
it?
I loved it.
Great.
I loved it, and we had lots of young people in the church that we went to. I had a great experience.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was great. Things got interesting a little bit later on, but childhood and sort of early teens was just great.
So was this Maghull Baptist Church
It
you went to
was,
at the time?
it was,
Okay.
Yeah.
Fab.
And
Yeah.
there was loads of young people,
Yeah.
so it was just, we had a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
It was great. Yeah.
And so you, I guess you enjoyed it socially from that sort of perspective. What did it do for your faith? Did you have faith from an early age? Did you always believe in God, or did?
So I think I was one of those sorts of people where you can't really pinpoint it for something, and so I kind of drifted into faith, if you like, and it was just something that I grew into. There's not like a day where I went, everything changed. Then.
Yeah.
No, wasn't that? Yeah.
Sorry, I'm pulling a face because I've just ate a sausage roll, thinking it was a sausage roll, and there was cheese in it.
Oh, there's nothing worse.
Kind
I
of
hate
caught me
that.
by surprise, that one. So
That's a major.
I know we were
letdown.
mid-serious story there, mate, but
Yeah.
I've got to call that one out,
It's a major letdown, that, isn't it?
especially when I'm a lobster.
Yeah.
Lobsters don't eat cheese.
They're
You can
allergic.
Google that.
They're allergic.
Sorry, Joe. Sorry. So growing up with a big group of young people,
Yeah.
church was fun.
Yeah. It was. It
and
was
there was
fun.
always stuff to do
You always.
with a big group of people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people's experience of church, even as a kid, isn't that, is it?
No,
You know what I
not
mean?
at all. No,
There's-
ours. We were spoiled.
Yeah.
We were
fab.
spoiled. It was just great. We did stuff all the time. And like summer holidays were just packed with messing around and doing stuff, and weekends. It was great. I loved it.
So you talked about coming to faith in a gradual way.
Yeah.
When did you realise that you'd owned that faith that you'd heard about so much? Roughly what age-ish?
Oh, I was probably. I'd say I was probably about 10 when,
Okay.
to me, it was. Do you know what? Yeah, I actually believe this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before then, I was probably just having a ball, and
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
10's quite young, isn't it, in
it
some
is.
ways? Yeah.
It is young, and I wouldn't say that anything dramatically changed.
Yeah.
With that, it was just, it was something
You
that
started
I
to
went,
own
yeah,
the
no,
story
that's-
yourself
yeah.
in some ways.
That's something that I want to stand by. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's good, isn't it?
Yeah. And
Like
you said, how did you describe that bit? You said it all went off the rails a little bit later or something. Did you
It
say?
got a bit interesting
Go on,
later
what does that
on,
mean?
and then it's been interesting ever since. It changed when I was a teenager, and it's.
I mean,
it's
in
been
fairness,
a bit mad.
it kind of sometimes does with church and teenagers, doesn't it? That's
Yeah.
when they call them the kind of rebellion kind of years or whatever.
Well, to me, it wasn't rebellion in
Okay.
that sense. It was illness.
Right.
So I didn't rebel in the sense of like going off the rails as you know, a
Yeah.
lot of young people would. But I got anorexia,
Right.
and so I got really ill with that.
Okay.
But I never lost my faith. So I had this really warped kind of relationship with God during that time, where it was serious. And I mean, this is going back 30 years ago now, 30
okay.
plus years ago. And so it wasn't really heard of so much.
Okay.
And so at that time, it was like, what's wrong with her?
Right.
And I was really ill. I think, you know, if they could get me to church, if my mum and dad could get me to church and I had to take communion, like I was there and kind of, I'd take it, it would traumatize me because
Okay, 'cause
I'd
of
be
the bread.
taking bread and wine, and it would mean like an hour's extra aerobic exercise when I got home because I took communion. So it was this sort of warped thing where I still had a faith in God, and I talked to him and I argued with him a lot.
Yeah.
But it was real.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't not have faith, but something in me was desperate as well.
Okay.
And I was really ill.
That must have been terrifying. Even I think, you know, probably of nowadays where people are more familiar with anorexia as, you know, and it's been quite a lot about it publicly, which I think for people who are experiencing that, at least it's talked about, or you know, but for you, I guess that must have been terrifying, you know, to not
I didn't know what it
really
was.
know what was going on.
Yeah. So I didn't really know what it was. No one really knew what it was. I mean, we sort of used the word loosely. But people were scared of me because I had a real temper because I was ill. And so, you know, I wasn't a nice person. I was a control freak, and
We're scared of you now.
And I needed to control everything around me. That's part of the illness. And so, you know, if it was my mom mainly who would say, you know, you're ill, and she'd fight me on it every day. And every day I'd bat it off and go, I'm not, it's you. You know, everyone else has got the problem, not me. And I was just under 5 stone by that point.
Yeah.
And then one day I was at home alone. Everyone was out at work, and I had this, you know, those awful family health dictionary type books where you look everything up and you're dying. It doesn't matter what you look up, you're dying.
Google now.
You can do that on Google
is.
now, can't you? Don't ever Google any symptoms.
No.
It's game over.
Yeah, it is. And so, you know, this was 30-year-old Google.
Yeah.
And I looked up anorexia because they kept using this word, and I had every single symptom.
Right.
I was sort of honest with myself sitting there. So I burst into tears and I rang my mum, and she was like, "What's the matter?" And she was panicking on the phone because I'm sobbing down the phone. And I went, "Mum, I've got anorexia." And she went, "Oh, love, that's wonderful."
I guess for your mum, it was the acknowledgement from you.
It was relief. Yeah.
You're acknowledging it to her. They all
absolute
thought
relief.
it,
Yeah.
but you wouldn't have it. And then, so you doing that, it's almost, I guess it's almost like, hello, my name's Alan, I'm an alcoholic. You know what I mean? It's that acknowledgement bit.
It was, but that's when it got difficult because then everyone's going, you know what you've got, so you know what you have to do. And it was really, really hard.
Massive battle.
It was really hard. What changed me more than anything? Well, a couple of things changed me, but one particular thing was I was away at like a youth camp type thing. And one of the leaders who knew I was ill basically said to me, once an anorexic, always an anorexic. And, you know, you're never going to have kids.
Oh, my words.
And that to me was like a
Just
red
want to say
rag.
that
And
wasn't
so-
me. Okay, before you think that was me, that was
Honestly.
not me.
Well, it was
Just-
a red rag to a bull for me. And
Was
I
he wearing
like-
a red lobster suit?
And
Wow, why would someone say that?
They
What a
said
horrendous
that,
thing
and,
to say.
and I just thought, oh, I'll show you, missus.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
with that,
So it was a
That
one.
was-
See, did you get that?
it spurred me on. I
Wow.
was like, no,
In
I'm not
fairness,
having
reverse
that.
psychology worked on you, kind of thing.
Right.
It did. I wasn't having it because what I took away from that was, well, who is this God then?
Hmm.
Because if I'm going to be ill for the
Yeah.
rest of my life or vulnerable like that
Yeah,
for the
yeah.
rest of my life, well, who's this God who says he can do everything
Wow.
Hmm.
and anything? So I literally went off and went, do you know what, God, you have to fix this.
Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he
And-
did.
Well, okay.
Go on, tell us.
He did.
Tell us how that's
Well,
worked out.
I think that so odd logic was to go and study in Lancaster,
Okay.
and I went to do a degree in health promotion, and we were like the sickest people in the college.
Okay.
Everybody was ill on my course, so I was
Oh.
like I was sort of a semi-recovered anorexic by this point.
Okay.
But we had alcoholics, we had mad promiscuous madness that went off the scale, we had drug addicts. These were the health promoters.
Wow.
We were nuts. So I studied that, and while I was there, we were studying about Uganda and the AIDS pandemic, which
Right.
was very real and very contemporary at that
Yeah.
time. And I remember saying to my mate at the time, no, I don't know how anyone could go to one of these countries and work out there. It's just not me.
Hmm.
And within 6 months, I was in Uganda. And
Wow.
I was out working there. And that was where I really faced my challenge, because certainly for my mum and dad and my family, at that point, they were like, do you know what? If she can't recover from this, she's going to die out there.
Wow.
So
Thanks, Mum.
so they were panicking, and they, it was a massively stressful
Massive.
time for them. But I went out there and got really ill with
Okay.
other things.
Yeah, yeah.
I got malaria and stuff and got really ill. But actually, it turned me around. That was a massive turning point, because I saw what life was really about,
Okay.
and somehow everything that was screwed up in my mind and this need to control things in my world, suddenly it all changed, and I started to see how people were so vulnerable out there,
Hmm.
and what I could do to help, and how they actually helped me an awful lot in return. So
I go,
and
Wow.
it was a lot of fun out there as well. I mean, we had a lot of fun and got into all kinds of messes. But it was a real learning
was this a
curve.
church thing you were out on then?
It
or what?
was, yeah,
Okay.
I went as a health teacher.
Okay, yeah.
So I went out there to do AIDS education predominantly,
Yeah.
but yeah, we did other
Wow.
things as well. So it was a brilliant time. It was cut short because I got malaria. I got sent home. And then I went out to Latin America after that.
We'll get to that. I
and
want
then-
to go back to the anorexia bit
Okay.
a little bit.
Yeah.
And I want to ask you if you could, because this is a real thing, isn't it? You know, and it's really,
Yeah.
and you're someone who's come through that.
Yeah.
And again, I feel like I'm asking a really horrible or silly question. What advice, what would you say to someone who maybe is struggling with something like that or similar? What could you give any advice or?
It's really difficult because they have to acknowledge it first.
okay.
First of
So
all,
that's the first step.
There's no helping them until they acknowledge it.
Yeah.
It would be like an alcoholic, for
Yeah, yeah,
example.
yeah.
You know, it's the same sort of thing. It's an
Yeah.
addiction that you
Yeah.
can't comprehend. You don't see it. So
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
look in the mirror and I'd go, nothing wrong with me.
Yeah.
You know
Right.
what they also, or actually, what I'd say would be, I'm too fat.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
So it's a complete sort of you're blinkered.
So the
You
first
can't
thing is to
see,
get people
you
to
can't
acknowledge
see.
it themselves
Yeah.
is the beginning of
It's
the
to
journey.
acknowledge it, and then, you know, that it's a gentle journey.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
really is.
Yeah.
It's a hard one. It is.
Wow.
It's not an easy one. I would never pretend it's easy, but I look back now and I go, do you know, I'm not a recovering anorexic. I'm not an anorexic.
Yeah.
That's part of my life that's gone
Yeah.
that I learned so much about. And you can recover. That's what I would say
Fabulous.
to anyone who's fighting it.
Yeah.
You know, I would say don't believe those lies that once you won, you're always won. Never believe that. You can come through it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you know, it's really important, I think, for people to hear that there's hope, and
That's it, isn't it?
you're not
Yeah.
going to be ill for the rest of your life. You can believe in something that's better. Yeah.
Hope's a game changer, isn't it?
Yeah.
In I think in any situation, that sense of finding hope, having something to hold on to, and I guess especially like you say in that kind of journey. And how did your faith play into that? Because I imagine there were times where you would have liked it rather to be a walk and a journey. You would have liked God maybe to take it away in an instant. I'm only thinking in my head. I would have been like,
well, you hear
Yeah.
some testimonies, don't you? Like particularly from drug addicts and things like that, where God takes it away instantly.
seems like an
Yeah.
instantaneous
for
shift.
some, and you
Yeah.
obviously know there's others that don't.
Yeah.
But sometimes
Yeah.
you hear that testimony, don't you? So,
Oh, it wasn't an instant thing.
No.
But I had this really odd experience. Do you want me to tell you? It
Go
was
on.
an
Yeah.
odd experience,
Yeah.
and it's strange for most people to hear. There was this one particular night where I was at my illest, and I went to bed. And like I say, I never stopped talking to God. So I went to bed desperate, and I used to get up at like 5 a.m. because I had to start my aerobics
Right.
at that point. I had to get 9 hours in a day
wow.
of aerobics. So I had to start at 5 a.m. And so I went to bed this one night, and I just went, I can't do this anymore, God. I could literally feel my organs shutting down.
Wow.
And I went, God, I don't want to wake up. Please don't let me wake up in the morning. I'm done. Just don't let me wake up in the morning. And I fell asleep. Next morning, my alarm goes off at 5. So I get up, not thinking of anything other than, oh, got to get up and do my exercises again. And I'm sat on the end of my bed in the pitch black, just sort of coming to, and as clear as anything, I can still hear the voice that spoke to me. I can hear it in my head. There's just this voice from behind me just went, "You're alive."
Wow.
And that was it. Nothing else. There was no magic words. It was nothing like that. It was just, "You're alive." And it was weird. I'd not heard this audible voice ever in my life before. And I've never heard it since, but I can still, I know
You
it.
still remember,
I know that. I know the voice. And it came from behind me, and it wasn't in my head. It wasn't anything like that. And I turned round because I thought there's someone in my bedroom.
That'd be terrifying.
It wasn't terrifying,
Okay.
but I was just like, who is that? You know, and I put my light on and there was nobody there. And then I remembered the very specific prayer that I'd prayed on my own the night before, saying, I don't want to be alive. And it was just those words that affirmed to me that, well, you are alive, you know, you're alive. And that to me transformed me.
Wow.
Absolutely transformed me, because to me that could only have been God's voice. And I believe that.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but whatever it was, it transformed me.
Really? And there's something about that experience
that
of hearing the voice, you know, and what we would say the voice of God, you know.
I've never heard it since.
It was transformative to the journey, would you say?
And you know, if my mom or my dad had walked in that morning and gone, "You're alive, Joe," you know, it wouldn't have meant anything. It wasn't the words, it was who I believe said them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just those words, just to, it was an answer to my prayer. You know, I don't want to be alive. You're alive.
Wow.
And it is,
And that was it. And
yeah.
it changed me. And but it started a massive battle.
Okay.
It was a frightening battle, and it was a battle to live. It really was.
Wow.
And there's loads of funny things that happened in those years that followed, but it was a battle for years.
It's, I think that kind of sense, we talked about it the other week, didn't we? I think it was with Mike McGlynn maybe, but it's that, I guess it's that realization. Oh, and Matt, I think you touched on it a couple of weeks where that sense that when you know God's real, but when there's like, you know, you need to make a response to that. And that kind of, that voice, hearing God speaking, you know, into your life, there was a sense then that God, you know, God's not distant. He's come close.
There was a purpose. That's how I think how I interpreted that was, you're here for a reason. You know, you're alive because I want you to be alive.
Yeah.
So there's purpose for your life.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Wow.
And what's that looked like then going forward? Did you say you just got off to Latin America and stuff like that? Madness.
Absolute madness. Mistakes all the way. Loads of laughter. Life has been amazing and frightening and terrifying and sad, and there's just a massive adventure. It really has. It's been really funny. I mean, I've messed up wherever I've gone. I nearly got half of the household where I lived in Uganda in like a serious predicament, because I came in one time from being out, and I just went, "Oh, guys, come outside." And I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what the animal was. So I just described it as like a massive gecko. I went, "There's a massive gecko outside. Come and see this. It's really cool." So I was telling all the kids, all these gorgeous Ugandan kids, come outside,
kids.
Come and see this massive gecko. And a guy went in front of me, one of my Ugandan guys who I worked with, lovely fella. So he went out first going, "Jo, what are you talking about?" And screamed and just went, "Everyone back inside." And I think it was a Komodo dragon, which is like a small crocodile type thing.
Come on, kids, gather around. Come on.
Yeah.
It looked so cool.
Which one wants to get it first?
Yeah, so I was, you know, they're like, he was like, "It is not a massive gecko."
just for future reference. All right. Give that girl malaria and get her out of this country quick. She's coming to help us. She's feeding the kids to the animals. Wow.
And then you get off from Uganda. Where else you go then?
I head over to Latin America.
Okay, where?
So I lived
to go and see what children you could help there. Come on, kids.
Little pipe.
So I started in Nicaragua.
Okay.
And ended up mainly in Guatemala, which is, I would still call, even 25 years later, I'd still call my second home. I loved it.
Okay.
You'd get on with Annie Spears.
You was.
She loved South America.
Oh,
you was. You two need to meet.
Just fabulous. Yeah.
You really do.
Yeah.
Because you're both mad.
Yeah.
Doing the health stuff again, or?
Yeah. Yeah, so I worked for Mercy Ships, which are floating hospitals.
Yeah.
So I lived on land because I did the land-based stuff before the ship came in. So I worked a lot with the Guatemalan Navy.
Oh wow! Come on, kids! Come and see the sharks. They're little goldfish.
They're like little fish. Look at them.
One at a time.
Look at them smile. Look at them. Lovely. Very good dental care here. Look at this. Honestly.
Yeah, my work is done. Promoted some more health.
My biggest problem in Central America was the language, because I'm not a linguist. I couldn't speak Spanish at all before I got there, so I learned it very sort of ad hoc, and got myself in some messes.
Dos beer.
Yeah. it was real crude rubbish language, you know, that I had. I learnt a lot of health
Words.
sentences. You know, I learnt that sort of off pat kind of thing, and that was the language. So I got myself in a mess. I had to take taxis by myself quite a bit, and I got known for being the girl not to get a taxi with, really, because things happened all the time. So in Nicaragua, I was traveling back from on the coast where the ship was. I was traveling back. I was heading to Guatemala. So I got to Managua, and they'd not long come out of civil conflict. So it was quite a sort of vulnerable time in the city. Managua, big, busy, very Spanish speaking. So, you know, and
you surprise me when you say you're not a linguist. Very Spanishy speaky language.
I got on this plane, traveled with a group of Americans on the plane to land in Managua, and then I had to get myself to this particular place because I was we landed in a smaller airport, and I had to get to the big airport.
Yeah.
So
it's Ryanair
anyway,
for you, innit? Hey, Ryanair, they say it's London. It's not. It's Kent.
We got out of this small plane and into a minibus, and we're traveling along, and then just out the blue, this American team just stopped the minibus, and they just went, "Jo, we're going that way, so you've got to get out and get a taxi to the airport." And I was like, "Oh, don't leave me, please don't leave me like this."
No,
like,
you leaving me, please.
I don't know Spanish.
Gecko this way.
So they just like turfed me out the minibus.
Were you talking a lot on that bus?
I was just trying out my Spanish.
Someone's just got them gone. Lads, we just go this way. Come on, let's go this way. So just tell her we're going somewhere else. Come on. We'll double back when she's gone.
So I'm dumped on this curb in Managua.
Wow.
And they drive off, and I'm literally just like, oh, I don't know what to do. So I just flag a car down, and I go, you know, "Are you a taxi?" And he said, "Get in." So I go,
"Get in the
van." So I think it was a taxi.
Okay.
I think it was. I got in the front seat next to him.
Oh,
and
that's
so
a mistake as well.
And he just goes, you know, like, "Where you going?" So I just sort of thought, oh my word, what's airport in Spain? I did that. So I thought, what's airport? So I'm sort of going Puerto, like that, and you know, doing the play, and I'm thinking, you've got to know what that is.
Yeah, but if you're in, you would make you do it a lot, wouldn't you? Just for a laugh.
Well,
just so you can tell your mates back.
I kept doing it, and I just thought, you know, it was like that. Anyway, he took off, and he was like, yeah. And he took off, and we're driving through the city, and I'm looking at signs, and I'm thinking, that's a sign for the airport. We're going a different way. So I'm like, no, over that way. And he's like, And so we just kept going. We kept going. We ended up heading out of the city, out of like the city lights, and we end up on a dirt track.
Oh, wow.
And I'll tell you what.
Did you get that voice again? You're alive.
No, it's
in the back seat. You're alive. Not for long.
The voice just said, "You're dead now, aren't you? What were you thinking? I've tried."
We go down this pitch black dirt track, and I'm not kidding. All I thought of was, I'm going to be on the front of, remember the Advertiser? Years ago, the free newspaper, like the Champion.
Oh, yeah.
All I could think of was, I'm going to be on the front of that. It's like Dead Girl from McGull dies in Managua, you know, and that was in my head, and I'm just thinking, I don't want that. Where are we going? And I'm going, no, planes, no, airport, like this. And I'm just literally going, oh, please, God, help me get this man to turn the car around, you know, because I'm sitting there in the pitch black somewhere, I don't know where, and I look up, and where his mirror is, he had rosary beads hanging down, and he had a photo of a woman with some children.
Mm.
And I hadn't spotted it before. And I just looked at it and I'm thinking, oh, is that his family, you know? So I pointed to it, and my really bad Spanish, I was trying to say, is that your wife? Are they your children? And he took one look at them, and he sort of carried on driving, and I just went, they're very beautiful. And he looked at me, and he looked at the photo, and he stopped the car, turned it round, and drove me straight to the airport.
Wow.
And I just sat there, and I was like, oh, okay, thank you, God. Thank you.
He was
Amazing.
going to kill her, wasn't he?
Got me to the airport.
Wow.
And then in my absolute sort of stress
got to
and
pay him.
panic, I did pay him. I did pay him. And I thought, I've got no Spanish. I don't know what to say. And I just came out with the first thing that I could think of and remember, which
This is
was
penicillin.
No, you have intestinal worms.
He told the lad he had intestinal.
Spanish.
Wow. What must have that lad been thinking?
He was about to kill him.
No,
Pretty's team.
He spent an hour in the car. An hour in the car with a woman next to him going like this. And then she's got out, she's told him he's got intestinal worms.
And she's a health professional.
Yeah.
She'd know.
She knew that just by looking at me. That was wow.
So you somehow survive wherever it was. I can't remember what it was called.
Yeah.
Nicaragua. You somehow survived that.
Yeah.
How do you end up back? What happens next? How does this journey descend?
I ended up in Guatemala, and I lived there for a good time. Loved it. All kinds of things that went on there. Got thrown over a horse.
You can't just leave that there.
Do you mean you got thrown off a horse? Or
No, over a horse.
Someone picked you up and threw you over a horse?
Over a horse. Well, they misgauged my weight.
They were trying to put you on it.
Get me on.
Trying to get you on the horse and threw you off the horse.
We were going up a mountain. It was me and my translator and the local doctor, and we'd been invited up a mountainside to go and visit a small community, tiny little community that never had any help out there. So we were going on this date. We're in the doctor's Jeep, and we got so far, and he was like, can't get the Jeep any further. He hadn't been before, so he didn't know. So we got off, and we were walking up, and being respectful of the culture, I had this long flowy skirt on, red hot weather. So we're walking up this mountainside, and we come to this little tiny community that lived on the mountainside, little tiny houses, and they meet us and do typical Guatemalan hospitality. And they're like, "Oh, you can't go on foot. You need to borrow our horses. We've got 3 horses." And I'm going, "I'm not getting on a horse. I've never ridden a horse. I can't get on a horse. I can't ride one." So in their wisdom, they're going, "Right, we've only got 2 saddles, but 3 horses. So we'll not put a saddle on the tamest horse, and you can have that one."
Oh, thanks.
And and they're going, "But there's no stirrups. There's nothing to stand on. So we'll have to give you a leg up." So they went to give me a leg up, and it was 2 fellas, but my skirt was really poofy, and I think they just thought I was heavier than I was, and they sort of went 1, 2, 3
and lashed you.
that, lashed me over the top of the horse. Didn't touch the horse, just went over the top, landed in a heap. The place where it were, they
like
were
a really
no
bad
help.
Frankie
They were no
Dettori
help
dismount.
at all. So eventually they got me on this horse, and I'm dangling on this horse because there's no saddle, there's no nothing, and I'm I don't know what to do. So he's saying to me, he's going, go yeah, like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and he said, dig your heels in. So I just went, yeah, like this.
German
This
horse.
What's the chances?
A German horse in South America.
In Guatemala? I don't know. You get everywhere,
And
don't you?
this horse took off. And everyone's going, no, like this. This horse took off, legged it down this path, and straight through this open front door of a house.
Oh.
And we just literally, me on a horse, landed inside someone's house, and they were just sat there eating their lunch. No word of a lie, with me on
Is that
a
like
horse.
the original Uber Eats?
Just stood there.
Wow.
And,
We've got your gecko.
Yeah.
There's a reason why these run choirs, isn't it?
You've got to run a choir. You've got to be
be
mad.
absolutely insane. Yeah.
My Emma's always aspired. She's always hoped to run a choir one day, and she's well on the way, I'd say.
Oh, yes, you and Annie Spears need to meet. I'm telling you. You
Imagine
need to
that.
meet. Imagine we should have them both on.
Backpacking in South America, the two of them.
Yeah, race across the world. That's it.
Who'd die first?
But it wouldn't be Jo because she's alive. That's it.
Wow. Wow.
So, yeah, we need to.
So,
I want to hear about, because Jo, you're a Baptist minister, is
That's
that
what I was
right?
getting to.
God, you feel really uncomfortable about nodding about that. You're like, yes, okay, all right, maybe.
She doesn't want to be one.
You don't.
None of us do, Jo.
We've not found anyone who wants to be one yet.
We all want to work for the Anglicans, really. They pay more.
And so you're a Baptist minister of a church in Melling, but you're doing things a little bit different. Is that right?
yeah.
Go on, tell us a bit about that. It surprises me that you would do it differently because you seem such a run-of-the-mill, ordinary person.
Straight.
So we were there. We moved there 15 years ago, and I took it on, should I say, 13 years ago.
Okay.
And it was through a really difficult time.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually my marriage that fell apart
Mm.
in that time. And so 13 years ago, I was really trusted by the NWBA, the Northwestern Baptist Association, to take it on.
Yeah.
And I was a mess.
Let's be honest. Look at us too.
Yeah,
They probably thought you're well better.
They looked at you and thought, that is a safe pair of hands.
She is going to smash this.
They're looking at her resume and going, she speaks Spanish as well. They love that in Melling.
Sorry, Jo. Carry on. No, it was. I know a bit of your story, so it was a particularly bad time. And you took it on,
rubbish
they
time,
trusted you,
and yeah, I was in a mess, an absolute mess. But something in me was just like, you've got to stay here. I mean, they could have just closed it all down and said, move on. You had to go, forget it. But there was something in me that just said to them, look, I'm an absolute mess. If you're looking for somebody, a Christian whose life is all straightforward and structured and ordered and neat and tidy and not messy, then I totally understand and I'll step aside because I'm a train wreck. I'm an absolute train wreck. And
is this what you said in the interview?
Yeah.
And so could you list just 3 weaknesses, please, Jo?
I wasn't even a minister in training. I was nothing.
No.
I was a mom to 4 little girls, and as well, I'd lost a daughter in the middle of that as well. So there was that grief. Although I made it a celebration of her, we still celebrate it today. Happy meals all round on her birthday.
Beautiful.
But all of that, it was just an absolute train wreck. And my eldest daughter was very, very ill. And they actually turned around and they just went, get on with it. And I've never, ever in my life felt so trusted.
Wow.
As that point, because I was a mess and I was really driven at that point. So I'm still quite driven, but I was really driven at that point, and it was like, I need to make this work. And the first thing that I really did was get the choir up and running. I mean, it was already running, but I got it more up and running, I guess, and gave more energy to it then, and got more people to join it, and
it's great.
Yeah.
And so do you know what I love both those things going on, like that, you know, you're just recognize, you know, everyone's life is messy, isn't it? Everyone's life is a mess. And I think
people appreciate it more when you're not trying to pretend you're squeaky clean, shiny, happy people holding hands, you know, that kind of song lyric. I think people appreciate it more. That you've still got faith in that.
I think I'm like compulsively honest, if you know what I mean. Like I probably overshare. And so,
that's good, I think.
And I just, you know, if someone's talking to me, I'll go, oh, guess what mess I'm in?
Yeah.
You know, and I've always been like that. And I suppose it makes you more vulnerable, you know, because somebody could turn around and go, well, that's not very good of you, isn't it? Or, you know, what a mess you're in.
I find they only say that to people who they think are perfect, who's gives the perception to other people that their lives is all together and everything's amazing because of Jesus, right? Everything's fine in my life. I think they're the people that get that, oh, that's not very Christian, is it? Oh, that's not very godly. You're supposed to be a person of God or whatever. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Rather than people who are a bit more honest about life's ups and downs and whatever.
Someone that people can relate to. Someone who can see someone who's going through the mill, whose life isn't all together, but for somehow they're holding on. Somehow they're, you know, maybe not holding it together all the time, but they're still emerging out the other side and saying that actually the thing that helped me through that bit was God. You know, something powerful.
There was one occasion where I met somebody who I saw quite often, but this one particular day they were crying buckets, and I was like, what's the matter, you know? So I said, can I come and see you? You know, can't see you now, can I call round and see you? So I did the next day, knocked on the door, and they were a very different person all of a sudden. And what they said to me was, I don't think I can tell you what's wrong because you're a Christian and you'll judge me. And I was like floored by that, and yet I suppose I shouldn't have been, because I know that maybe a lot of people who go to church possibly would judge them, you know, or certainly there's that perception, maybe.
Right.
And I was like, I shouldn't judge you, and I mustn't judge you, and please let me share my story with you first. And if you still think you can't share it with me and that I'll judge you, okay, fair enough. But you know, as Christians, we shouldn't be out there pointing that finger at people. So I went in and I told them my mess, and they shared with me their mess. Right. And there was two of us in a room in a mess. Yeah. And at the end of it, they turned around and went, I've never felt so peaceful in all my life. And I was like, really, in our mess, you know?
Wow.
But you know, things like that, I can only put down to God. Only ever put down to God. You know, that's not my peace. That's not me giving them peace, and that's not my wise words. Yeah, no. I don't have any. I've just got a story.
Wow.
You know,
people are really appreciating the chat here, Jo. Lots of people enjoying what you're sharing. Chaz is saying, Jo, you've been brilliant in front of camera. As the episode's gone on, confidence has skyrocketed. And he said,
I'm just not looking at the camera.
And he said, life is a mess. Life is a mess. It can be, but appreciate the imperfections. And I think there's something beautiful in that, isn't there? And especially in Christianity, like what you're saying there was an element of people could see God through the imperfections. It's almost like they became the lens, like the window to see through to something of what God has done in your life, those broken bits.
I would probably say that Jo was being brought up similar to me in the similar type of Christianity, where there was a veneer of perfection on it. People thought you had to be perfect to do anything or be anything. The word holiness would have been used probably quite a lot. And, that kind of stuff.
It was a very different time, I think.
It was. And then you end up going to be a missionary, so you've got that extra, oh, you're a missionary kind of thing. You must be a saint. Do you get what I mean? And so that plays in your head as well. So I think being honest with people is really, really important.
Yeah.
Because, because they see you and they put, rightly or wrongly, probably wrongly, they put people like you, like me, like him, on pedestals and think, oh, well, that's all right for them. It's all right for them to have faith because they're all together. I've tried my best for the last 15 years to smash that idea, but I think I'm doing all right today. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
You sat here as a lobster. Sorry.
Keep going, mate. You're doing well. No, not at all.
So.
It's Joe. It's been so good.
What else you doing, Melling? What, you don't just do the choir, you do quite a number of things now.
No, so we do assemblies in the local school every week. We run an art class, a photography class. We run a coffee morning. We do kids story times, which came out of Zoom.
Okay.
Came out of lockdown and Zoom in lockdown.
Okay.
So
wow.
We do. We've got one amazing person who does story times for all the kids in the evenings. And we have Bible studies, which are mad and fun and just wonderful. And for anybody, it's not, it's a place where people can question.
Yeah.
And so it's for anybody to come to. And we have, at the moment, Sunday church together is in my house.
Did you have a building? Have I dreamt that up?
We've just got a building.
Yeah, okay.
So we're tidying it up at the moment, and it's got no toilets.
Yeah,
it's got no kitchen.
I remembered it had no toilet.
So those things have got to be done. But we've got a building. But it's very much a case of we don't want church to change because we've got the building. So it's got to keep being church without walls.
Okay. Fab.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fab.
So good, Joe. Good.
It is, isn't it?
I can't believe
you be boss.
Yeah.
I don't know why you were nervous. I mean, look at him. He's lovely. Look at that
You should have told all your choir to be watching this now.
Yeah,
they're going to have to watch it back.
They're going to have to watch it back.
They're going to have to watch it back, aren't they? Because you've done
someone blow it up to some of their mates.
Yeah.
Our choir are fab. I've just got to give them a shout out because
they're not listening.
They're not there.
No, I know. It's
no point now, is it? Hey.
They're amazing. Every Monday night we come together. It's like therapy every Monday night. It's just, it is.
Can imagine.
It is. Yeah, we come in from all walks of life.
I go to the pub with me mates from school on a Monday night, and that's like therapy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's similar. We have a laugh, we give each other stick and all that. But there's lots of all serious conversations at times as well. So it's really good. Anyway.
Yeah.
Good. We've got Matt Edmondson's just arrived, and he said, "I'm loving the conversation, but why is Alan wearing?" Matt, I
was a lobster before.
Where's the hat? Get the hat. Someone said put the hat on Klopp. Put the lobster hat up on Klopp so that you can enjoy it. What I will say is we're gonna come into land in a little bit. We've got a couple of quick things to do, but if you want a chance to win, Matt Edmondson, if you want a chance to win some tomahawk steaks tonight, what you need to do is give this 50 quid's worth of steaks. Give this video a share, or follow us on a podcast platform, or subscribe to us on YouTube if that's what you're watching.
Yeah, Matt, you never thought this, did you? You know, when you thought you were a minister of a church and you were serious, you had a serious vocation.
Matt, this is what you missed out on. This
is what you'd end up as. And then there's a lobster, a lobster on a Wednesday night.
And once you've done that, just put done in the comments, and Emma will put you in, and we'll do the prize draw in a second, won't we?
Yeah, okay. As long as we've got the draw, we'll do it. Yeah. We're gonna play blankety blank song because everyone loves this game.
We're gonna play blankety blank quickly. Let's do it quick.
Let's do it quick. Then. Okay, we've got to do. You know, play blankety blank. Yeah. So it's us three who'll be coming up with the other answer, and then we have to think of it first. You keep it in your head and you tell us, and we'll say if we've matched it with you. Okay? It's easy. Honestly, there's a massive clue in the room. Okay? Just keep that in your head. Okay? Right? Okay. So at home, you've got to help us. Okay? You know how it goes by now, and you love it. It's better than that linky, innit? Hey, no one likes that linky, Tom. So here we go. First question, Tom.
Okay.
I don't know if you know this, Tom, but our local Iceland has gone posh.
Go on.
It's gone really posh. They don't just sell ready meals and chicken dinners anymore. Now they sell blank.
This is the worst one yet. Of all the 50 episodes, Joe, you've been one of our best guests, but this is still one of the worst episodes we've ever done because of you. You've dragged it right down tonight.
Write your name, write your comments. What's the blank? What are they selling
Read
now?
it
That's
again
posh.
quickly. Read it
You
again.
don't know. I don't know what you know this, but our local Iceland's gone posh.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't just sell ready meals anymore and chicken dinners. They sell blank.
So just Joe, tell us the answer now.
Yeah, as long as we've all got our answer.
Have
Yeah?
you got an answer?
Have you got an answer, Jack?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you
What's
think
your
they
answer,
sell?
Joe?
Champagne.
Do you know what, Joe?
You can't help some people, can you?
You were so worried that you'd come across at this point as really
Not very intelligent.
not very intelligent. And
Joe,
we
Joe,
tried to reassure you that it was
Joe,
going to be easy.
Joe, I'm sat here in a lobster suit. We've got a lobster from Iceland on the table.
Joe's gone for champagne.
She's gone for champagne, everybody. Could be right. Could be right.
What's everyone saying at
What's
home?
everyone saying?
Do you know what? It's funny enough, most people have gone for lobster.
I don't know why. What did you think, Jack?
I was thinking lobster, but I'm not sure.
Lobster. What were you thinking,
Rage
Sam?
just said you're barred, girl.
What were you thinking, Sam?
Caviar, because they don't sell lobster at Iceland. They do not sell lobster at Iceland. I'm not
I was
having
going
it.
for
I don't
lobster,
believe it.
Joe.
Oh, I thought I'd do a different one to
There was
lobster.
That's nice.
Joe,
That's
Joe.
nice. I like that.
I
Entering
said to
into
you,
the
there's a
spirit.
massive clue in there.
All right. Can we just do one more quickly then? People want to find out who won the steak.
Our community grocery relies on generous donations. And as you know, Iceland have just started giving us some of those surpluses. So now they've even started giving us blank.
Read it once more. Joe looks absolutely terrified.
Our community grocery relies on donations. We've just started getting them off Iceland. They've started giving us some of their surplus. And this week they've started giving us blank.
What could it be?
What are people saying? What are people saying?
I don't know. Lots of lobsters, isn't it?
What did you say, Jack?
Lobsters.
Lobster. Oh, Joe, you're brilliant at this.
Here we go.
I told you.
Chris went for intestinal worms.
She's got three, Joe.
She's got three.
You're already seconds on the leaderboard.
Tomahawk steaks. That's what Ray said.
Yeah. And our last one. This isn't as obvious. Okay. Our last one. We're all trying to do our bit for the environment, aren't we, Tom?
That's what you said last week.
I say it every week, Tom. Right? We're trying to reinforce the point that we're doing it for the environment.
Good.
Right? Iceland, there are other supermarkets available. You can go to Heroin Food as well. Okay. Iceland are trying to cut down on their carbon footprint too. Right?
Okay.
So instead of getting lobsters from the North Atlantic, they're getting them from blank instead. Are you ready, Jack? So they're not getting them from the North Atlantic, they're getting them near it.
I fell asleep halfway through you
You
reading that.
shut up, right? Near it. They're getting them from blank instead. Obviously.
If you're joining us now, we're playing Blankety Blank.
Yeah. Why are people joining now?
People are joining now, and
been?
they're wondering what on earth is
Where have
happening.
you been?
If you want to win some tomahawk steaks, we're going to do it in a moment. All you need to do is share this video.
Yeah, share this video. Come on.
Go on.
Right, so it's not the North Atlantic, it's the...
Mersey.
Oh! That's what I had in my head.
That's what you had.
Yeah, what did you have, Jack?
Mersey.
What a guy.
He didn't. He's lying. He's absolutely lying.
And then he realised that
Yeah.
lobsters were salt water fish, didn't he?
Yeah. I'm
Anyway.
confident he didn't.
What did you have, Mersey?
I fell asleep.
Oh, you.
Mersey, sure. Why? Let's
6
see what people
points.
said.
I
Mersey,
said to you at the beginning of the night, I bet
Mersey,
you get 6 points.
Morecambe.
In fairness, I didn't expect it to be the last three.
The Mersey, the sea, the canal, Liverpool Cathedral.
Who's done that?
Did Alan just say heroin foods? He did. I let it lie
Why
because
did
it's
you let it
one of
lie?
the many things he says. Alan looks boss.
Why did you let it lie?
Right, okay. Just check the list in the chat. If you're listening to this live, not everyone who's commenting is on the list to win the Tomahawk
Okay.
Steak. So all you need to do very quickly,
Share this
video or subscribe to us on
YouTube.
And if you're watching again, just do it anyway.
Just do it.
What's your problem?
Why? Do you know the amount of effort I go to it? I'm dressed as a lobster. Know what I mean?
Oh, it's hard to get people to share it when our guests won't even tell people they're coming on.
So
That could
after
be
this,
part of the
though, she'll
problem.
tell people she was on.
Oh,
After
you
this.
sure.
Won't you? Won't you? Oh, you're not getting out.
Yeah, that's it.
We'll lock you in here.
Okay, very good. All right. People were saying they want you to cook them the steak wearing that. That's what Seb's saying.
From the state.
Wearing this outfit.
Oh, if
That's what Seb wants.
if they win and the buy us a pint, maybe that'll happen.
Oh, do you know what? I have got a little deal with one of our listeners
Oh,
tonight.
have you know?
Yeah.
What is it?
If they win, then we'll have it together, steak.
Oh, is that Emma?
Oh, no, it's not actually.
Oh, who is it then?
Mikey Ferguson.
Mikey
If his
Ferguson.
name comes out, I'm going
If
to.
his name comes
Laura's
out,
been
that's a
watching this
fiddle.
as well, but Laura's
That's
not
a
letting you have
fiddle.
the steak with
Have we
him.
fixed that
We're
video?
having the
Did we
steak.
fix that?
I can
Wait.
fix it quickly. I can't until I change to the scene.
Let's do our story first, and then we'll
Yeah,
give him.
and then
We'll
we-
give Jack like a drum roll at the
Yeah,
end and see
yeah,
if he
yeah.
can work
See
it
if I
out.
can like quickly
Yeah,
fix it.
okay.
I feel like you've told so many
She
good
has told
stories
so many
already,
I
Joe.
don't know where the pen is. Where did you put the pen? Last week. When you...
It's back up here.
Oh, it's all right then.
So, Joe, the way this works, you're going to have to do the things because the buttons aren't working.
Go on, what you want?
No. I'm talking to Alan. He's going to do it live. Here we go.
Okay.
So, basically, Joe, what happens at the end of every episode is we get someone to tell a story, a funny story, or just
Yeah.
an interesting. I'd go funny.
Interesting. I'd go funny, yeah.
Yeah, if I was you, just a little bit of advice. And if it's a good story, everyone at home votes you on the wall.
So you get him on a wall, lad.
Get them on the wall.
Okay.
I'm talking to him then,
Yeah.
lad.
And then not you.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I'll put your name on the members list. And you can come back to Finnegan's
Fab.
whenever you want.
Okay.
Anytime.
Anytime, day or night.
5 o'clock in the
24
morning.
open. 24-hour open.
It is.
Hours.
Never shuts. Finnegan's never shuts.
Party never
Never
stops.
shuts.
But if
Okay.
it's a bad story,
Oh, you're bad.
It's like Graham
lad.
Norton's red chair, is it? You get flicked off.
You're bad. You
it's,
get threw
nothing,
over the
it's
horse.
nothing like that, Joe. This is completely original and it's our own idea.
Yeah. Yeah. We just can't
Okay.
ever
Thank you
talk
very
to you
much.
again.
But
We
yeah.
can't come back and we can't ever talk to
You
you
won't be
again.
allowed to return, unfortunately.
Okay. All right.
We'd have to literally cross over if we see you in the street.
You're alive, but you'd be dead to us.
Yeah.
Is that harsh or is that okay?
No, I think
That's
that's pretty fair.
Okay.
All right.
Cruel,
All
but
right.
fair.
Yeah. Go on, Joe. We'll pass
Okay.
over to you for a story. Get ready to vote
Okay.
at home.
So this was when our choir was just a couple of years old then. 2-3 years old, and one of our choir members, we were open to doing different places where we'd sing, different events and stuff. And one of our lovely choir members came over to me and she went, "Oh, a friend of mine has asked if I can give him your number and you'll can he call you and talk about, booking you for an event?" So I went, "Yeah, that's absolutely fine." So I thought nothing of it. Days went by. I got this phone number come up on my phone. Answer it, and he's like, he's a local fella. And he goes, "Hey, love," he said, "I'm wondering whether I can book your choir." So I went, "Oh, okay, yeah." Got quite excited about it. I was like, "Oh, that's fine, okay." And he said, "I'm just wondering if you'll come to such and such a social club." And I went, "Right, okay." And I was like taking the details down, what day, what time. And I was saying to him, "So what is it? What is it we're coming to like that?" And he goes, "Well, it's a fundraiser. It's for whatever. I can't remember now. I think it was like a hospice and Alder Hay, and it was to do with children." And I was like, "Oh, that's amazing. That's fantastic. That's really good." And it kept going around. I'm thinking, I'm not getting much information though. And I'm going, yeah, but what are we coming to? And he's going, it's a fundraiser night. It's going to be loads of fun. And so you're going to be like the musical entertainment. And I'm going, oh, that's great. Okay. And I'm like, all right, but like, what else goes on in the night? And he's going, all different kinds of things go on. And I was getting drawn out this conversation. And I'm like, all right. And I don't think he was hiding anything. He was just a bit puzzled because I think he thought I might have known a bit more about what he was talking about. And I just sort of said, look, what is it you do? And there was silence, and he went, well, we're strippers, don't you? No. Didn't know that.
Wow.
And he went, well, we've never performed for a gospel choir before.
Funny enough.
So we thought it'd be an interesting twist.
Yeah.
Cheers without walls and clothes.
So I just said, look, I'll ask Phil and get back to you.
So how did the night go?
Clothes optional. I got booked for a gig once, and it was and I didn't know what this was. It was a burlesque club. Right?
Yeah.
Oh.
I didn't get that. That didn't register. So I booked in for this gig, and then they sent me an email 2 days before, and on the email it said, clothes optional, but you must cover your nipples. And I thought, what's this? They've got me going to. I had to ring the fella and say, mate, I can't do this. Even I've got standards, mate. I can't do this. Oh.
Just the nipples.
That's all right.
Wow, that's a party right there. That's on the invite, isn't it? My word.
Oh, dear me.
Joe.
Oh, Joe, that's
What
hilarious.
a story. Okay, let's have a little vote at home then. Let us know. Should Jo be on the wall?
Yeah.
Should she be barred? No.
On the wall, lad.
On the wall, lads. All right, quick as you can, vote at home. Let's have a little look and let's see what people are saying.
If Mikey wins this, it's a fiddle. I'm just saying.
Chris says, I hope they weren't dressed as lobsters to start with.
I'm roasting here. So I feel like they put me in the hot pan.
On the wall, says Emma, church without walls and clothes. Have you adopted that for Sunday mornings, Joe?
Yeah.
It could be a good no. On the wall, lads.
On the
Very
wall.
good. Let's have her up, shall we? Where shall we go?
I don't know.
Here we go.
There you go.
I'm gonna go
Go anywhere. Go lower if you like.
here.
What there?
Then we can.
Under
I've already
Carlos' house.
started now.
Oh, okay.
Jo
Hassoun.
What did you think Joe's surname was last week?
Hussein, I called you. Sorry about that. I've got dyslexia.
There we go, Jo Hassoun.
Get away
She's
with
on the
anything.
wall. Very good, Joe. It's been a good night, hasn't it?
It's been fab. I don't know why you were scared. See, it's been nice, hasn't it?
Let's have a.
You're not answering. I don't like that. We'll let you out the taxi. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. She's thinking, not again. How did I get?
Oh, I ended up in this predicament again.
How did I get myself into this situation with these mad fellas? Right. Well, we're going to do our prize draw.
Okay. Yeah,
we're going to
that
give
prize
Jack
draw.
one last. He's going to have an attempt at getting this video up, and we're going to finish for the night.
Okay, that's fab.
Can I just say, though, before we do the prize draw,
What now?
Alan,
What now?
these 50 episodes, it's been good fun, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. What are you going to say?
No, I'm being sincere.
Look at your face. Look at you.
I've enjoyed hanging
Your
out at
cold
Finnegan's.
sauce
But
is gone.
it's trying to have a special moment
Okay,
here.
sorry.
And then
okay,
you
okay.
said,
I don't trust
getting into me
you. I
about
don't
my
trust you because
coleslaw.
every time you're nice to me, there's always a but at some point. Or a however, because you're posh.
well, no,
Right.
there's no however. I'm just
okay.
saying,
You've
I've enjoyed hanging out in the bar
I
for
like
50
hanging out with
episodes.
you.
Shall we do another 50?
You said we wouldn't before.
I'm-
Yeah,
I've warmed up to the
I've
idea
got
now.
a balloon. We'll have to.
All right.
And next 50, you keep the balloon.
We'll do another 50 then.
Okay.
People will be glad to hear that.
They'll
won't
be
they?
delighted, won't they?
Excited.
They'll be signing up to buymeacoffee.com/Finnegan's. Everything. Yeah, it'll be
We've got
just
to pay
amazing.
for this lobster now.
We
Come on.
have to- yeah,
And
it's
this
almost
lobster
there.
soup. £9.
£9.
And you bought it. That's not out of the podcast.
No, we
funds.
bought it. I think we still should try him on the fish. What do you think if he has a little
No,
lick of it?
honestly,
See if his face
honestly, my
explodes. What do you
fingers are
think,
still.
Jack?
Look, they're not My fingers look quite sausage-like there. That's only because they've swollen up a bit like
Not
that.
at all.
Honestly.
Your fingers are long, as aren't they? They're like your toes.
They're like-
You seen his toes? His toes are massive. He's got talons. He hasn't got toes. I'm telling you.
There's nothing wrong with my toes.
Show us your toes.
I'm not showing my toes. Not
I've
for
seen
50
your toes.
episodes.
Hey,
100 episodes, I'll show my toes.
okay,
That'll be
that's
the
it.
deal.
That's it.
And what are you going to dress up as on the 100th episode?
Oh, we'll see what nonsense you've come up with then.
You can go
It's when you make. I'll come as a nugget.
100 for the 100th episode.
I'll come as a nugget.
You've got to follow the dress code for that burlesque night.
Not a
You've got to
chance.
cover the nipples.
Just me nipples. Haven't got big enough papers on.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh, that's another story.
Here we
isn't
go
it?
then. Seb
Yeah.
says he's going to be busy for the 100th episode. Whenever it is. Whenever it happens, he won't be there. Okay, let's do the draw.
Okay.
Here
Yeah.
we go for the Tomahawk steak. So Emma said, basically, Emma's put all the names
Okay, yeah.
into a random generator thing.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So if it is me,
A random generator.
yeah, well, online.
Have you not in the draw?
Am I? Why not?
Because you can't be in the draw.
How can I not be in the draw?
That's like the fella who does the lottery draw saying, I hope it's me.
Ball
It can't be
number-
you, it's going to be me.
Here we go. So I'm using an online name choosing thingy,
Okay.
which spins the names around on a wheel until
I
it
don't
stops
believe
on
you,
one. So
Emma.
Emma, okay. All the names are in. Emma,
I
do
want
it
you
now.
to record this, Emma.
Yeah.
So we've got record
Don't.
proof.
Don't. If it's me or Mikey, it's just the way it was. That's all that
You know,
happens.
if him or Mikey wins, I'm not
And then
doing
she's going to text me the answer. So she'll text me the answer. Jack, do you want to have a go? One final go at getting our video
it. Get
up.
the video going,
See if
Jack.
we can
Come
get the video on.
All right, I'm going to switch to the scene.
Go on. Oh, here we go. But there's no sound.
Hold on.
Hang
I
on.
can fix it. I can fix
You
it.
can fix it.
Okay. This is a man of many, many skills. Let's see. I'd love it if this worked, Jack.
So was I.
No.
Why is
I told you. This is the problem.
What happened?
Have you tried hitting it with a hammer?
50 episodes in. And...
That's what I do. Hit it with the hammer, turn it off, turn it on again. Do something like that.
Oh.
Have you got it?
No,
No.
it's not going to do it. Come back.
We'll
to
post it on the socials.
We'll post it up. It's good.
Yeah,
There's a
well,
few
it is
of
a
our
good one.
previous
Jack put it
guests.
together for us. Thanks, Jack. It was
Thank
good.
you, Jack. We've appreciated your help
He's
on the
our
last
proper
50
producer
episodes
now,
as
our
well.
editor as well.
Yes.
He's been promoted. The
Yes.
lad. He's not. We've given him a microphone.
He's the only one who's making money out of this
He is
podcast now.
now. He is.
Jack.
He literally is. He
He's
is
making-
the only one getting
But,
anything out of this.
So as we said, we'd pay him for all the
Social
services
clips.
that he's doing for us, but he doesn't realise that we're paying him in lobsters.
Yeah, he's got to wear this.
That's yours there, mate. You enjoy that. You take that home. Enjoy. That's your tea.
That is your tea. I think you
Right.
just defrost and eat.
Okay, here we go. I've got a text message.
Oh,
I've had
got
a text message.
That's the wrong show.
Why?
That's Love Island, isn't it?
Is
I
it?
got a text.
Okay.
I'm not supposed to
Oh,
gather
thank-
around the fire pit.
Are you ready? Can we have a drum roll, please? Is everyone ready at home? Here we go. The winner is
Dramatic pause.
Alison Louise. She's got. Hey! She's got the
Alison
Tomahawks.
Louise. Oh, no, the fire. Oh, get that, Jack, before we go on fire again.
I wonder if people are fuming or if they can celebrate for Alison.
No, we can celebrate for
We
ourselves. At least it
celebrate.
wasn't you and Mikey.
That's it.
Can't have you and Mikey.
So, Alison, if you want someone to have that steak with you, I'm more...
You know
I'm
what
more-
goes well with steak?
lobster.
Lobster. Surf and turf.
There you go. Surf and surf. Fantastic.
Oh, well, it's been boss, hasn't it?
Thank you so much, everyone,
Who've we
for
got next
joining
week?
us for 50 episodes. We've got Mick Moran next
Mick
week.
Moran, yeah, Mick Moran.
So Alan's
That'll be
mate
fun.
from the bar. He'll
Yeah.
be as nervous as Joe, I think. Do you
Nah,
think?
he'd be sound.
He'll be fine.
Next
will
day,
he?
yeah, he's
But
sound.
Joe, you've been amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so
you
much.
shouldn't have been scared of
You
us.
shouldn't
We're nice.
have been scared.
You
And
know.
we're even let you leave at the end of the night as well. So well done.
Yeah. She'll
Well
be
done.
home soon, don't worry.
She's not told
No.
anyone she's here, though, has
She
she?
said anyone she's here. Major faux pas.
She's been gone 3 days.
Wait,
She was on that
wait.
podcast. She's
Joe-
never reappeared.
Joe went to meet some pastors and hasn't come home. Anyway,
She went to a minister's meeting, never to be seen again.
time. Time on this, aren't we?
Here we go. Well, that's 50 episodes.
Yeah,
Thank you
fabulous.
so much for joining us.
Are
It
we
w-
doing a Christmas special? We don't know yet, do
We
we?
will do a Christmas special. I don't know if we're going to do it in person.
It cost us 90 quid last time.
Yeah. we haven't. We give everyone a lobster or something like that, and we proper put ourselves in
Still
debt.
got loads of Buffy food left here.
Well, come on down. Everyone could come and down and join us
All the members,
if they want. All the members
eat the Buffy
for the 50th.
Normally with Christians, the Buffy gets hoovered, doesn't
It
it?
does.
None of them drink; they all eat though.
Yeah.
Anyway,
On that note,
yeah.
Thank you for joining us for 50 episodes. It wouldn't have been the same without them, would it?
It wouldn't have been, no.
It wouldn't
It's
have
just
been
been
any
me and you sat here
Yeah.
talking to nobody. Not even Jack. Jack
No.
wouldn't have called Muddy. Look at him.
He looks made up with that lobster, you know.
He's delighted.
He'll have that for breakfast.
Tells you how
tomorrow,
to eat
probably,
it
now
and
and then.
everything. You cut it down the middle and all that.
Well, anyway,
Anyway,
are
you're
we
the
gonna,
one
are
on
we
the
gonna
button.
let Joe go home now?
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. That's 50
Thanks.
episodes. We'll do another
Switch to
50
Joe.
more.
Say that. Say
See
to
you,
that,
Joe. Bless you. Say to her. She's
Ta-ra.
waving. Good night. God bless. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again next Wednesday. Another episode Wednesday night.
Wednesday night
Finnegan's.
of
Wow.